Hi, Anthony Navarro here with Colorado Shooting Sports. I'm here with Adam, and we're going to talk to you today about gun registration. What do you think about gun registration?
I think it's a terrible idea.
But
the good news is that the government thus far agrees with me. Well, not so much the government agreeing with me, but it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
A lot of people come into the store and say, well, I have such and such a gun, but it's not registered to me. Or my wife wants to use my gun, but it's not registered in her name.
Who is she going to use a gun on? I don't know. Different question. But right now, there are states that are registering guns, like New York and California, where and immediately they're starting to then confiscate them. Like in California, you have to turn in certain types of guns, right?
Yep.
Or move. But for the most part, yeah, when I was a kid and also in college, when I would get pulled over by a cop, I thought, as I'm waiting for the guy to come up, he was looking at his computer and just like a ream of paper was printing with every gun I ever bought on it. But the fact of the matter is, he doesn't know any guns that I've bought.
Nope. Basically what happens is what people think is registration is the background check that you have to do when you buy a firearm. And while we do send the information about the person buying the firearm to the state so that they can run it against the FBI's list of prohibited persons, we're not sending any gun information at all.
And what happens to that information?
The cool part about the digital stuff we send off to the state is supposed to be deleted after 24 hours. The actual hard copy that we write down stays in our files. The gun store from which you bought the gun keeps the file.
And we have to keep it for a certain number of years and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But a couple of options that people have, like if you live in a state where they're starting to call for that registration, I've seen certain states like Nevada offering, a place to store your guns, stuff like that. I don't really feel comfortable with that, because if I were the government and I wanted to confiscate a crap ton of guns in one shot, I would do that.
Yep.
So not a good idea.
So while in Colorado, again, we don't have any registration of firearms at the moment, that doesn't mean that we can be all happy and complacent. I mean, as we saw last year, just because we think everything is hunky-dory does not mean it's the case. We definitely want to make sure everybody stays involved and stays aware of what kind of idiotic gun legislation is coming down the pike and try to fight it as hard as we can. But as it stands right now, buying a firearm from a store does not mean you've registered it with the state.
So if you think you're staying off of this list, we did a video on staying off the list or getting on the list or whatever. But, if you're buying a gun secondhand, probably, I don't know, could break, could not, who knows. But, buying a new gun at a store, at least you're getting a warranty with it, hopefully. Like ours is a lifetime warranty here at the shop. But, something to think about. People are so concerned about being on lists. Registration, not a good thing to let happen here. So again, like Adam said, let's fight this at the get-go and fight it aggressively. So again, come visit us here at Colorado Shooting Sports. We're at 2435 8th Avenue in Greeley. Visit us on the web at coloradoshootingsports.com. Also, Colorado Shooting Sports on Facebook. And we will talk to you soon.